We are live. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on today's on-page SEO Roast webinar. Please confirm in comments that you can hear us well. You can write something like OK or something like that. My name is Mike Shakin, and today I'm joined by Michał Suski, co-founder at Surfer SEO. Dzień dobry, Michał. Jaka jest pogoda w Polsce?
Hello, everyone. So it's raining like a bucket for a week now, and not the best, like the perfect autumn.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Michał, the first question is how long have you been doing SEO, and what did you do before that?
Okay. I like this question because it makes me think that I'm really fresh in the industry, because I'm in SEO for like 4 years maybe, and it's not too much time considering other experts on the web. But this is actually super cheering for all of the people who want to learn SEO, because I love this industry, because it's really, really fast, and changes are coming like every day, every week, every month. So yeah, you just have to be up to date, and you will be good at SEO. And the 10 years experience is not essential to be successful at the job. So just stay up to date. And for the second question, I'd say that I'm Master of Science at Forestry. So absolutely different topic. Yeah. But I've never been doing it. So during the university time, I already found a job at Software House, and I've been doing quality assurance, aka manual testing on the websites. So yeah, and from them from that I migrated to SEO thanks to my friend who was the owner of the agency, that the same agency that the Surfer was born. So it's like all connected, and all starts with Sławek Czajkowski, who mentored me at the very beginning.
Oh, nice. And Michał, how did you come up with the idea of creating your service, surferseo.com?
That wasn't my idea. That was Sławek's idea. So we've been working in the agency that was founded in a tiny village, 300 people, around 300 people. And as you can imagine, there was no one to hire experienced in SEO, or at least experienced in any niche of digital marketing or marketing, whatever, like no one to hire. So we've been really struggling with scaling up the agency, because we had this methodology that Surfer automates, which is analyzing the websites one by one, competitors, selecting those common words, looking for patterns, etc. And that was, well, obviously effective, but not efficient way, doing it by hand, using spreadsheets, using sheet of paper, stuff like that. So the idea came up that, well, maybe we could scale up our processes instead of scaling up the manpower in the agency. And we just decided to automate those manual processes that worked for us, I mean, for our clients. And we built the prototype of Surfer like, yeah, a few years ago. So this is how it was born, validated in the agency on real life examples. And we were like, okay, maybe it's time to move on. And instead of scaling up the agency further, it will be a good idea to scale up as a SaaS product. So there you go. We are here running a SaaS company. The agency is still running, and it's doing great. I'm actually in this agency's office right now, so it's a pure confirmation that the transition wasn't that bad for them as we left. So me and Sławek, we both left the agency to develop Surfer full time in late 2018. So yeah, that's the story in general.
Interesting to know. And
Yeah.
Michał, Your tool is on the first place in latest Matthew Woodward's SEO tool list. And what are some key attributes that made Surfer SEO successful in the marketplace?
I think it's basically because it works. So we had those processes. We've been doing it for years for the clients. Like we try to spend more clients' money on doing on page because links were super expensive and we had cheap labor in here in this tiny village. So we developed those processes that became really effective for the clients on tight budget. And actually, everyone can do this, especially in local SEO for smaller cities, stuff like that. It just works like a charm. And why it is on the top of Matthew's Woodward list? Well, we are friends with Matthew, but besides that, he tested it. He's using it for over a year now. He ran all of his content creation through Surfer. He runs his site's audits every 3 months through Surfer, and it works for him. So maybe that's the reason why he's on the top of his list. Yeah, that's just my guess, but I think that's the main reason, because it works.
All right, thank you, Michał. And guys, please write questions in English. It's going to be much faster that way. And I think we can go ahead and start our on-page SEO roast. Buckle up and let's get started.
Sure. So I will share my screen in a few moments. I have 5 victims, or actually winners, of this whole presentation. One sec. I'm for the first time in a StreamYard, so don't be mad at me if I'm a little bit slower with sharing my screen, stuff like that.
All right, we see your screen already.
But our first victim is the City Base Apartments. This is a huge website with a big traction, and the question I received in the sign up form, in the application form, was dropping traffic since April. So I would try to start with Ahrefs to find out how big that drop was and what actually happened. So let's take a look. I'm trying to make it all live. Obviously, I'm a little bit prepared because I had to choose those websites and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit prepared, but most of those processes are following what I'm actually doing while auditing websites. So you will get the idea of how I perform those short audits, because obviously the proper audit would be like 30 hours of work. But okay, let's get to the point. So I will zoom in so you'll see it better. Ahrefs, I know it's not Google Search Console and we are not super accurate with that, but as I can see, yeah, there is obviously a drop by half in the website's traffic, and no spikes other than this drop. So it's kind of steady, maybe growing a little bit. And I've reviewed this page, and what I found out that there is nothing wrong with it. And my best guess on this traffic drop is just the trend on COVID-19, unfortunately, because this site is about traveling, is about looking for apartments to stay for a while, to spend a great time in Manchester, London, Edinburgh, and stuff like that. The whole blog is about telling people what to do in those places. So it's like a trip planner that includes accommodation. And unfortunately, my guess is that because people are just not interested in traveling that much, there are no spikes. It's not associated, for example, with the May core algorithm. If that was on May 4th, May 5th, May 10th even, then I would say it may be related to the core algorithm change, but it is not. And this drop is basically when people decided to stay home I'm not sure if it's directly associated with the moment when Great Britain decided to lock down, but in general, it's really, really we have this first small drop when people started to being aware of the COVID, and then we have this drop of like by half. And well, I have some solutions and I have some issues found for this website though. So we will try to rebuild that traffic anyway with improving websites, I mean, improving specific pages to bring them better positions. So let's take a look. Okay, because I got another question about this website, and I need the website owner. If you are here, please tell me, because the question was that some of those pages that we see here, like Cambridge 21 reasons you have to visit. So it's basically what to do in a specific place, what to do in Bristol, stuff like that. And the question was that some of those pages lost rankings for keywords what to do in city, and then started ranking for facts about the city. So let's take a look at the organic keywords in Ahrefs to find out what is actually ranking in here. But I don't know what are those websites, as I don't have access to the Google Search Console, so I can compare regions, I can compare time. So I don't know if you have those URLs handy, put them in the comments. If not, then we will go with what I found in here. So this website, it has general issues with cannibalization, and I will put a to do in this in the search. Okay, let me analyze the whole domain instead of the URL of homepage. One sec. What's wrong? Yeah, got it. So we have those keywords on things to do, and I can see that it's still ranking pretty well, like the Manchester, for example. It's steady 6th or 7th position, but we already can find out that there is potential of cannibalization, but it's not a bad thing because we have all of those anchors. It's not a bad thing to be ranking with an anchor, so it's not the true cannibalization. We have only a single URL that is different. Let me turn those off so we see if it's this one. No, it's not ranking. So there is no cannibalization for this particular keyword, but I found it on the Liverpool. I found them on the Liverpool. So I checked most of those pages and they are rather steady. This one is actually growing in traffic, but let's like you see here, we have 33 things to do. Oh, actually it's Manchester, sorry guys, but okay, I see it now. Top things to do in Liverpool and 16 best free things to do in Liverpool. So I will open both the URLs to see if it is not 301, but it isn't. So we have two competitive articles about things to do, free things to do. This is just a long tail for things to do. So we have two articles competing with each other, and they are definitely cannibalizing themselves. So with situation like this, you have to make Google sure which article is about the things to do in Liverpool, and having two articles with the title including things to do is just super bad for your site structure and for understanding of the Googlebot. Which page should we display in the search results, this one or this one? And the best way to fix it would be to consolidate both of those articles with the better article staying and the worse article cut off. So as we can see here, the 16 best free things to do is thriving. Let's see if what happens on the exact keywords things to do in Liverpool. Oh yeah, so we have this. Actually, it's not ranking too high. Yeah, but still top things to do. So we have definitely an issue in here with cannibalized free and not free things. People are rather looking for free things, so it's not a bad idea to gather it under this this article. So I would take this one, pick elements that are not overlapping with this one, but even the hero image is identical. So for Google, it would be close to the duplicate content, even if it's not duplicate content. Consolidate those articles and 301, the one that you are deleting. And this is the way to go to rebuild the traffic for clear situations of cannibalization. You will find it obviously more accurate data in the Google Search Console, but I'm more than 100% sure that this article is cannibalizing the other. So consolidate them, 301, and obviously rewrite, because rewriting of an article is the best thing to do while you are consolidating two articles. And by that, I mean adding those words and phrases that may be missing in the article that you will get in the end. So what I would do is I would move to Surfer now and run the content editor for things to do in Liverpool using the Liverpool, maybe not the Liverpool location, but the United Kingdom, because it's not associated with local. Keep the NLP turned on and create the content editor. And in a few moments, we will see what kind of words and phrases this article, this one, because it is performing better, what is it missing. So while you will be rebuilding the whole piece, you should also include specific words and phrases that the top performing competitors in the top 10 are using, so Google can categorize you as the best answer, as the most comprehensive article on things to do in Liverpool. And that will be my go-to strategy. Find those cannibalized articles, consolidate and rewrite them. And for all of the other articles that you are ranking on the position like second, third page of Google, I would run an audit just to find words and phrases that are missing, because it is super effective and really cheap. Like, you just run an audit, you see 20 keywords to add, you add them, and you rank better. So I won't focus on how to set it up and stuff like that, just to show you the real value instead. So those competitors are selected for you automatically based on those who have the best on page. We have the length, we have the words and phrases to include. So I will just put the content in here that I just fetched from the article, and we can see that it's almost not touched when it comes to the optimization. We have this Metropolitan Cathedral, we have Art Gallery, we have Museum of Liverpool, we have the Beatles story, Radio City Tower, we have this World Heritage, Albert Docks. Those are all of the entities that Google recognized on competitors' articles, and we just touched a few. And even if we touched them, then we didn't use them frequently enough. Like, the article is only 600 words long, while the desired length is 4K, and it is based on the average of those competitors. This is super long. This is a little bit shorter. Another 5K article, 4K article. So the average is slightly over 4K. We have 600 words. So there is definitely much more things to do in Liverpool than just the 16 best things explained in 600 words. And this article will do much better job if those words are used, too. And it is just a matter of asking a copywriter to rewrite it, to consolidate those two texts and rewrite the article, including those words and phrases. And this way, the domain will start rebuilding the traffic because it is strong already. This domain is really ranking well. This domain has quite a lot of power. As its domain rating is 54, it has 19k keywords ranked, it has almost 1k backlinks, which is growing organically. So well, maybe not here and not here, but in general, yeah, it looks like one of those shady SEOs were contracted here and here, but in general, the traffic is steady, except this one, but it is not caused by any issues with the website, but just with overall interest of the traveling niche. So the cheapest way is to repurpose the content you have already, review if you have no cannibalization like this one. And if I found this one in a few minutes, then you will definitely find 10 more in an hour audit. So that's the way to go for this website. What do you think, Mike? Do I need to add anything for this one, or we can move to the next one?
We can step to the next one.
Short break for the water supply. I hope you know what to do next. Content, repurpose, prune, consolidate 301, and rewrite. And if we have the owner watching this, let me know, and I will send you this content editor so you can rewrite it and see if it works for you. So, all right, our next victim is, let me clean a little bit the Chrome. Our next victim is a tool for downloading YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram stories, images, videos, stuff like that. So in general, it's not a content-heavy website. It's just a simple tool that will help you download with the proper CTA in your face with a rating. I can rate it 5 because I like it, kind of. Never used it, but it's looking good, and it has purple colors exactly as server, so quality. And other than that, we obviously have to open it in Ahrefs to find out some information about the visibility and overall condition of this website. And yeah, one of those SEOs is working on it. Definitely, we have a spike, maybe not too big of a spike, but kind of spike. But it was associated with some. Whoa, what happened in here? So at some point in the past, this site was really thriving, and now it is definitely not. So I can smell that there was a few keywords that this page was really ranking high, because keywords for this industry have really huge amount of search volume. Let me correlate it with organic link profile. Where is my link profile? Give me the link profile.
No links at all?
No, I don't know. No, yeah, so it's not associated with, so it has 0 links and so much traffic. Maybe some kind of 301, maybe something shady, but I can't go any deeper right now in this profile. I don't know why it has so much traffic, but it had it definitely, or there's an issue with the data. However, we can see that now website owner is working properly on it. It's gathering a lot of backlinks, but not as a single spike, but kind of steady growth, which is what we want to see in general. But let's take a look at the organic keywords. I would definitely use the Google Search Console as the most accurate source of data when it comes to working on the project. But as I don't have it, then I will. Okay. As I don't have it, then we will just use Ahrefs data. So we have those keywords with massive search volume, like YouTube to MP3, 2,000, 29,000. All of those are over 1,000, 17,000, stuff like that. And it means that this industry, excuse me, this industry is super competitive. It's super big when it comes to the volumes. And what I found in here, let's see. I really like this chart because it shows super helpful data. And as we can see here, there was one URL, was the other URL, and the third URL. And what it means that there is a really big volatility in the URL structure. Someone was really trying hard to improve it, but I feel like the website owner was trying too hard with changing those URLs a little bit too often. It is another 301 and another 301 and another 301. You are losing credibility constantly with those 301 chains and stuff like that. So it is just not the best idea to mess with the URL structure if you don't have to, because as I can see here, the only change was that here we have free, here we don't have free. Here we have the second version of this page. So it's 320 kilobytes dash 1, 320 kilobytes per second dash 2. So it's literally just a second version of this page, which really sucks because it doesn't bring any value to well to anyone. The URL is almost identical. It's different just with a single parameter, single character. So definitely that wasn't a change that well, it changes nothing really, except that it is decreasing the credibility, because volatility for a URL is something that you really want to avoid if you are fighting with those big competitors on a big search volume keywords. If that was a structural change, if that was something really justified, then I would say all right. But here we have a few changes in the URL in a period of just a few months, from July to September. We have 3 different URLs ranking, and that was intentional change of the website owner, which makes absolutely no sense to me, and it could be a cause of constantly dropping. We've been on the position 1 at some point in the past and then started dropping, and because of those drops, probably the website owner decided to do something, and the something that he did was really a shot in his own knee, because now he lost most of the credibility, and it will be a matter of doing different things than swapping the URLs. Okay, I think I spent a little bit too much time on it, but it is super important. There's a keyword, YouTube to MP4 HD, 17,000, and take a look at this if it loads. I have to show it to, okay. Yeah, it's this agency account of Ahrefs. I don't have my own. Okay, HD. And what happened in here is just making my mind blow, really, because we have a steady, proper URL ranking for it, and then first sign of cannibalization appeared. So we had a second URL ranking simultaneously. Then we have another version of the URL without the free. So another swap of the URL that was really unnecessary, and it caused constant drop of position along with cannibalization with the homepage, which is super bad, uh, because again you lost credibility. You are trying too hard, and that was only causing troubles and more troubles, and those troubles caused even more troubles. So you have to make sure that your homepage is not cannibalizing those specific queries. So we have really nice structured top bar with direct links to specific uses of the tool, but we have this YouTube, like the homepage tells that it is free YouTube downloader, and this is also free YouTube downloader, but with a specific use case because it is about MP4 videos downloader from YouTube. So again, YouTube downloader, online free. So Google is confused. Where is this free YouTube downloader? Here or there? And because the homepage is much stronger, now it's stronger probably because of those backlinks, because you pumped this homepage with backlinks. So Google starts to recognize the homepage as a stronger page. The only way I can see is to de-optimize those MP4 and other specific use cases on your homepage, and internally link from the homepage, not only from the menu but from the text to the page that is designed to be ranking for a keyword YouTube to MP4 HD, because this is the leading page, and it should be done along with optimization for the semantic optimization, like I showed you in the content editor. So it should be done along with rebuilding sorry, this page's content, because it's just really not so uh, great for attracting people. The header is definitely what they need, but the content is not the right one, especially because it's not eye-catching. It's just a plain text for a robot, which may cause people leave just because it is really not so pleasing to the eye and does not carry information. And even if it does carry the information, it's really hard to find it, because I've done a little bit of a research on the competitors, and most of those guys are sharing information on how to do this. So the tutorials, then click here, click there, take this URL, take that URL, put it in our input and click convert. And this is the type of content that people are really looking for, while I cannot find it here. So I will show you on one of those keywords, YouTube to MP3, how the content looks like comparing to the competitors using the audit feature. So I will just take this O downloader, find it here, position 11, and audit it to show you what kind of words and phrases it is missing. So like the convert YouTube missing, YouTube MP3 missing, YouTube converter missing, from YouTube missing, YouTube video actually over optimized, download button missing. So as you can see, quite a lot of topics not used in this particular case. And actually this analysis is done without the NLP. So I will rerun it with the NLP to show you how it really differs from the competitors, because the NLP is something that you really want to include within your on-page strategy. Not only using Surfer, you can use the Google NLP API demo to put the competitors' content in there and extract those entities. Just make sure you have them on the website, because when Google is reading your content, it is looking for those entities that he is expecting to see while he sees the answer for the YouTube to MP3 keyword. Let me find this. Yes, position 4. MP3 files missing, high quality missing, MP3 file, another keyword that is almost not used, mentioned only once. YouTube converter missing, quality MP3 missing, search. Okay, search it is there, but does it work with Mac OS? People want to know that it is an audio file. What is the audio quality? Those are the keywords that people are really looking for, or even if not people are looking for them, then Google is looking for them. And what is good for Google in general, it is also good for the people, because Google follows those behavioral signals from the web. And if the result is pleasing to the viewers, then Google keeps it up because it pretends to be the best answer currently. So copying the competitors' content from the Google bot perspective will be good for us, but will be good for our viewers as well, because Google measures those behavioral signals and evaluates satisfaction. We will move to those behavioral signals in a few moments. I have 4 slides of presentation of what are those signals, so I will show you them in a few minutes. But now we'll move to opportunities that this page definitely has. And what I found here really interesting is that it has quite a lot of traffic from Poland, but those pages are really like crap. Translated directly in a translator from Google, maybe from the other translator, and they carry no value for the user except this converter. So I will show you how the website should look like against the specific keyword that was this YouTube to MP3, but the analysis from Poland. And I will show you the difference between this is not the right keyword. What was that keyword? 1 second, I will find it in a few moments. Yeah, let's pick this one. No, it was Instagram. Yeah, I can recall it now. 1 second. Because that was super cool to show you what's missing on these websites. Oh yeah, it's here. So this is the keyword that I wanted to show you. And I will just click on this result that is on the top, and we'll show you this downloader that is already ranking somewhere. Yeah, position 14. So this is the Polish version. The only Polish customization is this: pobierz zdjęcia na IG. This is like a part of the keyword. And take a look at this. It is a tutorial showing different methods. People are expecting screenshots. People are expecting content that will tell them how to download those freaking images from Instagram. And they have plenty of methods explained specifically in specific situations, while you already have the tool, but you didn't describe it properly. It's just a wall of text. I read it, and it's total crap. It contains no value for the user, and the user still doesn't know except he will see this placeholder, but there is no clear instruction. While people don't know how to do this, they don't know where to find this URL, right? So they expect you to guide them, and you are ranking on this keyword on position 10, in Surfer on position 14. So it's just a great place to start with improving these rankings. And this keyword is not that bad, it's 1,000 searches a month. So my advice on for this website is to target those slightly different, less competitive markets with what you have already, because you have the great tool that does the job, but the tool is not well explained on those markets. So Polish market is pretty big, and I would definitely tackle it. Brazilian market is also pretty big, so I would definitely try it out too, because the competition will be much smaller, and just the proper optimization will do the job. I will just show you the audit with what is missing on this website. So the content length is pretty all right. 600, we have 500, we have 1000. So you are almost within the range, but it carries no value. You see, all of those phrases are missing. So it was like blindly translated and doesn't bring the topics that people are really looking for. I specifically chose the Polish because I can translate those terms for you. So it's like save save picture from an Instagram, picture that you want to download. Instagram doesn't have built-in downloading feature. So the mobile devices, videos from Instagram, like click with your mouse, with a right button on the mouse. So those are really contextually relevant words and phrases that Google is expecting to see there, and users are expecting to see there to solve their problem on how to download this freaking image from Instagram. And you don't provide such information to them. And this is pretty easy and cheap solution, because you can literally hire a Polish writer which has not so high wages, so it will be cheap investment definitely, and ask the writer to rewrite the whole content with the content editor. If we have the website owner with us, I can generate it for you. I can even hook you with someone who will write it for you, and you will see the big difference in the traffic for this particular keyword, because people will find what they need. And the article I showed you here is just a great benchmark on how to guide people with those rich content, with images, with headings, with different methods. You can obviously push your method in every single place because you have the tool on the top. But the only thing that people don't know, as I am reviewing this website, is where to find this URL. Should I right click on the image, or should I open it in new tab, or what should I do? How can I find this URL? So this is what I don't know. And with this content, I have nothing valuable except that Instagram is a blessing for people who share their feelings as a pictures, blah blah blah. It's nothing valuable in here. It doesn't serve the purpose of this website, which is downloading Instagram images. All right. So that's it. That's it for this downloader. Do we have any questions maybe from the audience about it?
Not about this website, so we can move to the next one.
All right. So I picked a kind of niche website with strong brand, and the website is this. Sapphire Precision. It's an old website. I'm just guessing, but yeah, copyright 2007, and I guess it It was built in 2007, but that's fine, because competition is not much better. But the question was if non-relevant traffic can cause lowered rankings. And this is the moment when I wanted to tackle those behavioral signals that Google is tracking, and how to find out if people are really not satisfied with the result they find on a website. So I will move to 4 slides presentation, really, because I wanted to show it to you properly. So behavioral signals, I have 3 signals that we should pay attention to, and it is bounce rate, it is dwell time, and it is pogo sticking effect. And with those 3 elements, when we know what really happened, we can decide if the page is doing well or not doing well, because bounce rate is not entirely bad. It is not a bad thing to have a bounce rate if the intent is to go in, not explore the website, but find the information and go out, but not going back to the search results, but going out from the website, not looking for more information. So if we have a bounce rate, it doesn't necessarily a bad thing, because Google user who goes to Google, make a search, visit your website, reads the information he wanted, it can be even in 10 seconds, and is satisfied, then the bounce rate is not a bad thing. Is actually the positive thing, because you serve the user quickly and the user didn't have to browse the search results further. So bounce rate is all right if you know why it happened. The dwell time, so it is how long people go to your website. So user goes in, user spends some time, and this is the dwell time, and then user goes back to the search results. So if we have a situation that the bounce is not from if we have a bounce that ends in the search results again, we experience the dwell time. And the dwell time is the time that he spent on your website and get back to the search results page. If the dwell time is long, then it is fine, because user is researching, spending 10 minutes reading the article and then researching further. It's not a bad thing. But if the dwell time is 3 seconds, so the user found the nasty pop-up in his face and didn't like the cumulative layout search or whatever, and goes back to the search results, then dwell time is hurting you. And the third thing is the pogo sticking, and it is your worst enemy is the combination of what can happen when the dwell time is short. And with the pogo sticking, user goes to the first results, or maybe second results in SERP, and then third, and then fourth, and over again. And then user finds satisfactory information on a fifth URL. Then the pogo sticking effect affects those 4 sites that he visited previously, because user go into the page, spend really short period of time, then goes back to the search results, then he's going to another URL and go back, another URL and then go back, and the last URL is actually benefiting from the pogo sticking effect, because Google knows that the user reviewed 4 websites, they were crap, and then he found the right information on an article on position 5th, for example. So the position 5th article will benefit from this pogo sticking effect, while the position 1, 2, 3, and 4 will suffer, because users send negative signals. If I were Black Hat SEO, I would visit those searches every day and click on my competitors and then stay on my website. But yeah, I'm not doing it. So with that in mind, you will probably know how to browse your Google Analytics to find out if you are really dealing with the wrong with the wrong traffic, with the traffic that should be served differently than selling them those Sapphire windows. So my plan for this website would be to start with reviewing for this website, obviously. Would be to review all of those landing pages. If you are really serving the people right, looking at the statistics of on the Google Analytics, right? And if you find one of those websites not really performing well with those behavioral signals, then it will be a good idea to consider rewriting the page, looking at the competitors, what kind of intent they serve, and change the intent. Excuse me. And then focus on those websites that are serving the right intent, optimizing them further with, again, words and phrases that competitors are using and you are not, because that's the simplest way to improve rankings with on-page optimization, to tell Google what they want to see on your website. And I think I found one of those websites that doesn't serve people the best, and it is this article about Sapphire. So I found that it ranks for a couple of keywords like the melting point, like Sapphire structure, stuff like that. But comparing to the article on Wikipedia and other trusted websites, it just doesn't look good, and it doesn't build too much trust because of its old school design and really poorly structurized article, because it has like a single heading and wall of text with some bullet points, not well scaled image, and then some more bullet points and more content. So it is just not the best answer for those Sapphire questions about Sapphire, comparing to other articles on the web. And this is just written from the perspective of the manufacturer, which is fine for your business, but it is not fine for people who are looking for the Sapphire melting point, and they end up on your website, which, where is this melting point? Yeah, you see, the melting point is mentioned here, like almost at the end of the whole page, and this page is ranking for the Sapphire melting point. I will show you. So with such a not so well structured article, you still, okay, where am I with this Ahrefs? One sec. Organic keywords, United States. Do we have any? Oh yeah, like you see here, crystalline structure. And I found the duplicate. I found the duplicate content right now. So as you can see here, we are linking to about Sapphire using this URL / index SHTML, while this website is found through Google search results. So both are working. They are not 301. So we also have some duplicate content issue, maybe some cannibalization too. So yeah, this is how you can find some issues as well. I'm surprised to finding it, but we have this melting point too, like melting point of Sapphire, right? I know it's only 40 people monthly in the US, but the position is 7, close to the Wikipedia and other big competitors. So the page has tons of authority, but not utilizing the authority because of the not so well structured content. It should have this table of contents with anchors to the specific elements in this table to drive people directly to this melting point, so they are moved here and they see that the melting point is this. And that was really hard for me to find, where is this melting point on this website. But now it's time to make a decision if you want to do this, because you may not want to rebuild this article to serve regular people looking for the melting point, maybe for the university or school, but you want to build your credibility among the other manufacturers of those products. So it's your decision if you want to go for it or not. But in general, this is how you should rebuild this page about Sapphire to serve user intent that is behind the keywords that you already rank, but not as high as possible, mostly because of those behavioral signals. So someone visits your website, where is this melting point? I don't know, so I go back. And then you are in the pogo sticking chain because the user found it somewhere else. So that's what I would do with serving the different intent. However, this is the only page I found that may be off the intent a little bit. All of the rest of the pages are really properly targeted. And what I would do to grow this website is basically optimize the content. So I have a keyword somewhere in here, Sapphire Windows. This is definitely a selling keyword, and we rank for it was .lt, I think. Yes, .lt, position 20. Yeah, position 26. And the content score is really low, only 22 points, while the content score on the top websites is at least above 40. The only page I would exclude is this one because it is super strong domain and really low content score. So they are high, probably because, or most probably because of the domain, not because of the content. So I will just run the audit on the position 26, which is us. And obviously, content is a little bit too short. But yeah, this guy should, or maybe this guy should go away because it is an outlier. 6,000 words on position 2. Let's see if this is the same type of a page. Okay, where is this content? Okay, it's here. So under those tabs, it's hidden under those tabs. Oh god, no. So this is not the type of competitor that you want to compare with. They are definitely an outliers. Oh god, no. I don't want to look at this anymore. So I would exclude those guys because they are outliers. They are serving probably someone else. I don't know, but yeah, they have also a super strong domain, 7 points. We can also exclude this guy as it also 7 points, but I will just briefly check who is he. Okay, okay, go away too. So they can have 2 pop-ups, one over the other, and still ranking position 1. So the content on page optimization is definitely not their strength. So we get rid of those guys with strong domains and low content scores, and now we can conduct the audit. Let's do it now. We are still a little bit too low on content comparing it to those guys, but it is not that bad. We could add a little bit more to have like at least 800, and that will be a good idea to put yourself in this green range. But the biggest opportunity is here. I scroll the true density, and it is entirely red. Everything is red, like the sapphire optical, high thermal, surface hardness, scratch something, thermal conductivity, high temperature, high pressure, transmission range, surface flatness. Those are all features of those sapphire windows that other competitors have. The only thing you have is Windows Sapphire twice and Sapphire Windows 3 times, while Sapphire Windows could be used between 8 and 25 times. So keyword stuffing is pretty important in this specific search query. So you are under optimized, you are missing tons of words and phrases. I mean, those are just the phrases. We can also review those 238 words, like the strength, resistance, materials, applications. Okay, mentioned once. Again, material, stock, product, information, properties, components. Okay, components, it's there, but UV, diameter, all of those elements are super interesting to the potential customer. You are missing them, so it will be really a quick win to improve these website with adding those words and phrases, if possible, if it aligns with your business goals and stuff like that. But if they are aligned with Google search results, with organic traffic, then it's just a waste of potential to not utilizing this really handy list for your content. And that will be it for the Sapphire. I know we are live for an hour already, and I will try to squeeze those two websites that I have left into half an hour. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, if your guys not bored yet, oh god, we have 50 comments, so you are definitely not bored. They are all in Cyrillic, but I can, not everything, but right. I won't read them now. I will just take a sip of water and we will continue with the best sleepers guide through the affiliate website. Brace yourself, the website owner, because there is quite a lot to do. Okay, getting rid of this, and that, putting this here. I may need Ahrefs too, as I don't have Google Search Console access. All right. So what do we see? Traditional Amazon affiliate website with sleepers. So we have the exact partial matching domain on the .com, which is a great idea to have still. We have those articles telling you what are the best sleepers, socks, cat sleepers, all type of sleepers. So this is fine, but the biggest issues I have with this website is its structure and duplicate content. But before we get into this, I will just quickly check site colon. How does it look like in the index? And the first thing I see is the duplicate homepage /home. So yeah, 301, get rid of this thing wherever it is placed. I mean, Google can crawl it, so get rid of it. Maybe it's somewhere, but I don't know. So get rid of this duplicate for sure. Let's take a closer look at this list. Not bad, 24 results, so probably all of those pages are indexed. We have the about page, but all the rest is okay. So all of those websites are the articles. Actually, it narrowed us down to 19 valuable results for this website. So it's really a small one, but the problem with it is that you try to kind of structurize it with those links on top, but overall the whole site structure is just plain. It has no hierarchy in it. Everywhere, links everywhere to the same elements. Obviously that's good that we have this exact keywords in there or titles, that's fine, but the problem I have with those internal links is, first, that's this read more button, which is really crap, doesn't give too much context to Google. And as you have this URL linking, you have the image linking, then the read more button is just too much clutter and extra confusion. So that's one thing. And the other thing is the duplicate content. So all of that, every single lead to the article, and the page is slow. Oh, actually it's, yeah, we are going to the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it's duplicate content, this and this. So that's a problem, because you devaluate yourself at the very beginning of your article, serving duplicate content, which is really a bad idea. And the other thing is that you also cannibalize yourself. So what do you have here? For example, hardwood floor sleepers. And this is best guide / hardwood floor sleepers. And we have H1. And we have another heading here, which is actually a link. Then we have original content of the hardwood sleepers. And if we visit this page, we land after a while on a different URL that has a duplicate content in this part, and it has almost identical H1. So it creates cannibalization between this page and this page. And this page is actually worse than this one, because it is one step away from the homepage than this category page. And what I would do instead is I would put an article after clicking here. I mean, this article should be after clicking this thing. This category, you should get rid of it completely and 301 this URL to the article itself. And it will help you a little bit with cannibalization. And it is the same for all of those 4 categories. This one is even worse because you have two articles. And I don't know why those sweaty feet sleepers are in the arch support sleepers, because I cannot see the arch support on those. So yeah, that's kind of another issue you have. And I wanted to roast your internal linking a little bit. One sec, I have this example of those. Where are they? I'm confused every time I visit this website. I spent a few moments yesterday and the day before, and I had hard times finding things I want, even if this page is only 19 pages big. So yeah, we have it. There is tons of inconsistency in the internal links. Okay, this is okay, but because it is a long tail keyword. But this also read, it is out of context. It is unnecessarily diluting the link just passed through this best microwave heated sleepers, mostly because it's absolutely unnecessarily in here. It doesn't serve any purpose to the user. If you want to link to the best hardwood floor sleepers, mention that some of those sleepers that you review here are suitable for the hardwood hardwood floors, and use it as an exact anchor pointing to the website that is about hardwood floor sleepers, instead of adding it over and over. Also read. We have more those also read, or at least it is at least once in every single article. Yeah, read more information about best kids sleepers. Why do I need that information now? I'm about to buy heated sleepers. I don't need best kids sleepers in 2020. And you lose. And again, more information about best tips for sweaty feet. So this is basically not the way to go with internal linking, and this thing is again unnecessarily at all. It gives no value, it gives no context, and it is followed by another links to the same websites from related posts. This could be engaging if it was presented better, but I can see only small images with really small content on, I mean, the description on them. So I have to focus my eyes really bad to read that it is 11 frequently asked questions. I may need some information about washing slippers, but I cannot find it because it's so hard to read. So with having like, I don't know, 20 internal links in this article, only few are valuable to the user, so you are unnecessarily diluting the link just passed through this particular article, and there's no limit on how many internal links should I have on my website. If they serve the user, if they are allocated in a proper places with the proper anchors, then it is fine to have more internal links. But if you put them just for sake of putting them, this is not the way to go. All the automated internal linkers require checking, and they just are not the best plugins to use. This link, actually, I like this link because it's a clear, exact matching internal link, and this is the way you want to internally link your pages within your own website. This one, you could use such a link on a guest post because it is safer than a naked exact. But if you are linking internally, there is no point to using such a broad sentences to internally link, because the only thing you want to do is to use keywords that the page is designated to be ranking for as anchors of links pointing to that page. There is no reason for using partials in internal links. Use anchors that are your keywords and associate keyword with the URL, and you never link with the same anchor to a different URL than the first one. So this is like really important rule you have to follow with internal links, and you will be good. Don't put them randomly on your website. Just don't make Google confused. So the robot is all the time jumping on the website and doesn't spend too much time on the website because he finds the link all the time. So he follows all the day. He's following your links instead of reading your content. So that's one of those issues I have with this sleepers guide. We covered the duplicate content, we covered the homepage, we covered internal linking and structure. Let me take a look at the okay, so we have to move to Ahrefs, obviously. I will check the organic keywords. Okay, and we have this keyword super big as for this website, how to wash sleepers. And as you can see here, again, someone tried too hard. The website owner had properly ranking website, maybe not so well optimized, maybe not too strong, a little bit Google dense, but it got over it and ranking even at the top 10. And the website owner wanted to be better and created such a URL, and then created this URL. And this is actually a pattern across all of those websites we analyzed, that someone is trying to do better, but it just messing with the URL structure that cause credibility drop and stuff like that. So let's take a look at this first URL, orange URL, what will happen. And we are redirected to the brand new super cool FAQ. And where is this FAQ? It is not ranking at all. So another confusion. So we had a valid URL, and then we had this, and then we had this, and now we have something else that is not ranking at all. This one is also redirected, and this one, I'm guessing it. Okay, this one is cannibalizing actually. So we have two cannibalizing articles. I mean, one cannibalizing article and two redirected to this FAQ, which is not ranking at all. So it's a wasted potential of a 700 search volume keyword that is directly related to the industry, with trying too hard to be better instead of optimizing what you have already. So yeah, this is one of the biggest issues we have, because the best is the enemy of the good. Remember that. If you try too hard, you will most likely screw up. And if you have more websites, bigger portfolio, a lot of pages, like here we have 19 pages to optimize, instead of focusing on a single page, do it at scale, optimize them at scale, add those words and phrases, and you will see the benefit in the long run, instead of trying to put all of your efforts in this how to wash slippers keyword, trying to serve better while you are actually doing screwing yourself. So that will be my advice for this one. And obviously I wouldn't be myself if I didn't show those best sleepers for hardwood floors audit, to just show the scale how much this article is missing. So I will just conduct the audit. I have it prepared. If it's a little bit too long, though, it's fine. I mean, those pages on the top are kind of benefiting from having more content than those at the bottom of the SERP, of the top 10. So it's not necessarily important to reduce the word count, but it's super over optimized, this article. 30 times house sleepers, 20 times best house, 20 times best house sleepers. So it's all screaming at you, remove, you are spammy, you are spammy, you are spammy. But there is no appearance of the exact keyword, which is best sleepers for hardwood floors. Competitors use it. Competitors use it in a specific context. You can review what's the context of competitors using this exact keyword. But the page we are analyzing is not using them at all. Like a non-sleep, I don't know, sole, surface, I don't know, but let's see, actually. No sleep socks, okay. Rubber sole, okay. No sleep rubber sole. So they use it, you are not using it. House sleepers for hardwood, I'm guessing it is for hardwood floors. Yes. So again, over optimization 18 times. So you try too hard to optimize for house sleepers for hardwood, but forgot to optimize against best sleepers for hardwood floors. So it's like misunderstanding of the keywords set. I mean, you did the analysis and tried your best to optimize for the keyword you chose, but you didn't optimize for the set of keywords that are related to the keyword that you picked in the first place. So I'm not telling you pick the wrong keyword, but I'm telling you that you didn't took care of the whole set of keywords for this website. So I will just show you more and more and more and more keywords that are important, but there is no point in reading them, but there are tons of them. So competitors use them, you don't do it. But when it comes to the keywords cluster, let's say, that you can utilize, it is here. So with the common rank keywords, I can show you what are the keywords that competitors from the top are ranking together, and with the relevancy on the right hand side decreasing, obviously, so it shows you the priority. But in general, you can tackle all of those, all of those that have relevancy, let's say above 30%, with the same URL. That will be ranking for the best sleepers for hardwood floors. That will be like ranking for wood floor sleepers. That will be ranking for sleepers for hard floors. That will be ranking for all of those terms, because those competitors, they rank for those keywords with the same content. So if you optimize against them using the same words and phrases they do in the right frequency, then you will have the best answer, not only for this keyword, which is here, but for the whole set of keywords that are here in the keywords tab. So if they could do this, then you can do it as well if you have the properly optimized content. Amen. And now we can move on to the Alchemy Leads SEO agency website, which is a cherry on the top. I will spend a little bit on its structure, on its crawl, and you'll see in a few moments. But in the meantime, any questions? Not so many? All right. So I will carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the SEO website. I checked the domain in the Wayback Machine, so it wasn't the SEO agency. The domain was dead for a year, and before it was like a lead gen something for digital marketing. So it's got a good catch when it comes to domain acquisition, but the job that is done on this domain after it was dropped and rebuilt, unfortunately, is terrible. So let's start with the site domain to see how crappy content it has. So we have something like this. Super cool website, really. Page, really providing a lot of value. We have let me go further. We have an orphan page in here. I cannot find it anywhere. I tried, but I can't find it anywhere. We have images indexed like this, so it's missing basic Yoast or other WordPress plugins features turned on. It has tags indexed, so we have the tag. It also has authors indexed. Let's see. Oh yeah, we have author. So it's a thin content, and the thin content is the worst enemy. Oh yeah, another image is the worst enemy of the crawl budget. So Google can't crawl you properly if you serve them tons of not valuable pages, and they lose traction with the pages that are valuable for real for your business. So you have pagination index, another author, and the deeper we go, actually we find better content, because we find blog posts, but where they are below in the index, really low. There are tons of pages that are thin content indexed higher than the pages that carry some value actually. So it's super bad idea to lose the crawl budget on those not valuable pages. 15 Chrome extension. I hope to find keyword server here. Well, it's not there. You should make it 16 top Chrome extensions. Anyway, index is bad. So Google has trouble scrolling the website, and I run screaming frog crawl for this website, and I will just make the visualization bigger for you guys. And this is its structure. I mean, there are more red dots than the green dots, and the red dots symbolize pages with an issue in general. So like this one, okay, this is actually 200 status code, but we have like 404, we have canonicals, no index, we have redirects, links, we have another redirect, another canonicalized, no index. This is pagination, so that's fine. But 404, 404, 404, 40, okay, this is fine. 404, all of those. Let me change that. Okay, 301s everywhere, 404s, 301s. Like this whole circle of the red bubbles are 301 or 404 URLs. This is so bad. I mean, I have never seen such a bad situation in the site structure. Let me turn it off and move back to the page itself. So there is no other way for this website to being completely rebuilt. So what I would do is I would export from the Google Search Console URLs that are currently getting any traction in search results, which means at least impressions, maybe some clicks, and go through the list, prepare a set of new rewritten pages, because I will show you the service pages, local SEO. And that's it. That's the local SEO landing page. Would you buy?
No, definitely not.
So this is just really poorly structured content, and some of those pages rank. Some of those pages are just there and wasting the crawl budget, like the thin content, like authors, like images, stuff like that. So what I would recommend is to map the proper SEO agency structure. So go to the Excel sheet, create a silo for yourself, create your services. I mean, those services are fine, you can keep them, but make sure that every single internal link is placed properly. It doesn't cause any 301 or 404 because if someone has just a little bit knowledge about SEO and lands on such a website, I could easily tell after 1 month of studying SEO that this is wrong, that this is screwed up, and how you can offer proper SEO services if your website is so bad. If you don't want to do SEO for your own domain, then put a simple one-page landing page giving a clear message that you don't care about your SEO because you have different channels to acquire clients. But if you want to do SEO for your website, you can't afford having such issues like, for example, I wanted to find a blog, but I couldn't. And then I scrolled down and I found that the only link to the blog is from the footer. And this is how you can go to the blog. And then you can go through the authors, through the tags, and this is those are such a basic issues with SEO that everyone who is googling SEO for WordPress, the first thing you will find on those articles will be to get rid of the tags, get rid of the authors, get rid of the thin content, and make sure your crawl budget is not wasted on those WordPress vulnerabilities that are super common, and you have them. What exactly is a 301 redirect? What an irony. It's like a half of our URLs on the website. So this is something that I would definitely work on. And when I checked the Ahrefs, I was really surprised, because Local SEO Los Angeles was ranking on position 11. Local SEO California was ranking on position 5. And I was like, how come? How that could happen? And then I run some analysis in Surfer. I have them somewhere, or I don't have them. I can run them. Local SEO services, Los Angeles, United States. I can even pick LA, so it's fitted properly. But what you will find that the URL is gone. It's not there. And I was like, what the hell? Do we have the wrong data? I asked a friend for checking it on SEMrush, and they were also ranking on similar positions. And they was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Then I asked a few friends, can you Google? Can you Google? I asked a few friends from the US, so their results were kind of proper, let's say, and they were also gone. And what I found actually is that those positions are from September 16th, and they are gone now. So this website lost really big source of traffic. I mean, big, 100, 150, 20, 300, but highly targeted, precisely targeted people who are really looking for local SEO in LA. So it lost a big chunk of traction for the business, and most likely because of those structural indexation issues. When I was browsing the web archive, it got a single snapshot this year in May, and that's it, nothing else. So there are definitely some crawlability indexation issues on this website, and rebuilding it from scratch with the proper new structure will is actually the way to go, because there is nothing to fix on this website. The only way to go is to go up, and by rebuilding the whole site. And I'm reviewing those URLs. We are using geo coordinates from the LA, so yeah, it is accurate, and they're not here. Friends who I asked, they couldn't find them too. So it was just an issue with the data from my Ahrefs that was slightly outdated, 2 weeks, but that was enough. I mean, even week in here, in this situation. A week ago, they were still ranking for local SEO Los Angeles, and now they are gone. So I would try to fix it ASAP, rebuild the whole website from scratch, repurpose the content, rewrite it, including those words and phrases. I will say it like a mantra, but it's just too easy to not use it. I will just pick this URL and show you how many words and phrases are they missing against those top ranking competitors. That's, oh yeah, position 32. So we picked them today. So there's still a little bit of a dance. Like yesterday, I couldn't find them when I was preparing myself to the roast. But today they are ranking on position 32. So Google still believes that there is some value in this website. They still think, okay, maybe they are not that bad. But then they try to crawl it, and it's uncrawlable. Every second link shows 301, maybe 301 chain, 404. So they are like, oh god, they were strong in the past, I will give them another chance. And they are again not surprised that it is still wrong. So time is really important in this situation, because you're not that bad when it comes to domain. Domain is strong, and it's still trying to serve you the best. But the problem with the structure, with crawlability, is really ruining the whole domain capabilities that you definitely have. And the content itself is also really, really poor. Like, you even miss the search results, business goals, phone number, lead generation, search engine results, SEO plan, marketing campaigns. Thousand Oaks, it's probably a place in the LA, but digital marketing, business citations, content marketing, customer base, link building, SEO packages, small business, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Like, so what this content include? Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's all fluff. It could be all fluff. I don't know. And you write about design and yeah, I will stop here, really, because that's the best summary of this website. So I hope you are not offended with what I just told. It's just a great starting point. Just rebuild it, and your domain is super strong, so you will get there. But do it today. And that's it. That was the last page I wanted to analyze today.
I appreciate it, Michał. And we have some questions from our audience. And do you have like 15-30 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. Bring them.
All right, I'll bring it here. The first question is, let me find it.
So I should stop screen sharing, right? Okay. Now I feel much more comfortable because I look in the camera, and then I was having the StreamYard on the right hand side.
The first question is from Artem. What are the signs of keyword cannibalization, and what are the ways to prevent it?
You have to review your Google Search Console. So you basically put a keyword in Google Search. I mean, put or find a keyword in Google Search Console and check the URLs that are ranking for this keyword. If you see a single URL ranking for this keyword, it's fine. But if you see multiple URLs ranking for this keyword, then you may have a cannibalization. So that's the free version. And if you have rank trackers, then rank tracker will tell you what the position is and what the URL is ranking. And then if you will see swapping between page A and page B, then it's clear cannibalization. And ways to prevent it is to find out if you really need two pages on the same content. And if so, you have to make clear instruction to the Google which page is the one that should be ranking for the particular keyword. And you will achieve that by internal linking from the page that you don't want to rank for this keyword. You use exact matching anchor and link to the page that you want to have in the search results, and that's it. That's the easiest way to go. If it doesn't work, then you can try de-optimizing the second article, but I will always recommend connecting those articles together, mixing them together, and 301ing the old article, the one that you don't want to have.
I think so. Thank you, Michał. The other question is, what is NLP in SEO and how you can improve it? I mean, how it can improve rankings?
Sure. NLP stands for natural language processing, and I don't want to go too deep with it because it may burn minds, especially mine. Mine brain will explode. But in general, it is how Google is reading the content. So they are using those NLPs, and they read the content, and it creates a list of entities, and those entities are the words and phrases that are meaningful to the content. So Google is using NLP to understand what the content is about and what are the words and phrases that makes this content relevant for the topic. And what we do is we extract those top 10 ranking pages content. We ask Google through the Google NLP API, what are the entities meaningful to this content? Please tell us. And they give us the list of the most important words and phrases that they would be probably looking for while reading the content. and we tell you to use them the right amount of times in the content, and it improve rankings. When we were testing the NLP for the first time, we optimized a couple of articles on our friend's website, and they just skyrocket because the domain was strong enough but was missing the topical relevance. And the NLP is something that will give you give you the topical relevance, so your article will be properly categorized and so on. So Google will know that it is about SEO, it is about SEO audit, it is about local, it is about link building, and so on.
Thank you, Michał. And what SEO tools can show NLP keywords?
So the first and the free one is the Google NLP API. So there is a demo. If you Google Google NLP API, then you will land on a page that has an input, and actually, you'll Google it. I thought I would show you, but it's super easy. There's an input. You put the content there, and Google tells you after a couple of seconds what are the entities in this content. And if you do it against your competitors, it will tell you what are the most important terms for them, and then you can reuse them in your content. And obviously you have seen that we have it in server, so we are hooked with this NLP API, but not with a demo, but with the proper tool. That, I mean, it gives the same results, but the demo is like a bit time consuming and it has some limitations. However, you can feel how it works. So we have it in the content editor, and we have it in the audit. So the other tools that are using Google NLP, I'm not sure if any, because there are other NLP engines that are cheaper, maybe better, maybe worse, I don't know. But other tools, there are other tools that are using it, like the Page Optimizer Pro, I think, for example. However, I'm not entirely sure they use Google NLP API. I would have to clarify it. I just don't know. But what I know for sure is that we use it like from Google. You can have like IBM Watson and tons of other algorithms. We tested like many and decided that the Google is the best.
I appreciate it. The next question is, what are your favorite SEO blogs and YouTube channels?
So I follow Matt Diggity for sure. I follow Authority Hacker podcast and Lion Zeal podcast too. Other SEO blogs, Matthew Woodward has a decent blog too, with tons of free resources that I enjoy sharing with the newbies, definitely. Yeah, I would also mention the SEO This Week from Clint Butler, which is super cool too, and maybe Value Added podcast from Jonathan Kiekbusz and Jared Śpiewak. I think that's how he pronounced his name. So yeah, I think those are. Oh yeah, and Craig Campbell obviously is doing a lot of interviews that are cool.
Thank you, Michał. The next question is, what SEO tools do you use on a regular basis?
I will surprise you, but I don't do SEO anymore. It's been like 2 years when I 100% focused on Surfer, but what I do to keep myself up to date with SEO is that I cooperate with Surfer's clients a lot. So they do SEO, and I check how they do it, and I advise and stuff like that. So from this perspective, I would say that the ultimate combo for SEO would be a backlink checker, would be a content optimization tool, and would be a crawler. And when it comes to the backlink checker, you will have the Ahrefs, Majestic, and SEMrush. most likely. For the content optimization, you will have obviously Surfer, Page Optimizer, Cora, and some other smaller tools. Plus, for the crawlers, you will have the Screaming Frog is the one that I showed before, and this is the one that we are using at the agency. Plus, you will have Sidebulb, which is probably a little bit nicer, but actually I have never used it. And that's mostly it. Obviously, rank trackers, but I'm not in the topic. And I always recommend Google Search Console for rank tracking. So yeah, the combo of Ahrefs, Surfer, and Screaming Frog is most likely all you need.
Thank you. What are the top 3 SEO ranking factors in Google now?
I don't know. I would say, from my biased opinion, that it would be user intent now, that it would be backlinks, and that it would be optimized content. The fourth, I mean, there are not 3, there are 4 now. So you have intent, you have backlinks, you have on-site, and you have technical SEO. And those are the 4 that are tier 1, let's say. And it is hard to tell what are the top factors among those lists. So like number of referring domains, or the traffic that they generate, or the anchor ratio. So this is a little bit too detailed. However, you can consider SEO now that has 4 foundations, which are the ones that I mentioned before.
All right. What are the most common on-page SEO mistakes?
Writing without the research, without the competitor's research, that will be a mistake that is super common, because you think, okay, I will write about how to do an SEO audit, and I will just write about it, and you'll be most likely missing those contextually relevant words and phrases. I feel it by myself, because when I write content, I do it to provide value to the user sharing my process. But obviously, I want this article to rank for those keywords too. And if I do it without support from the competitive analysis, then I end up with an article that is half or even 3/4 read in the server's audit. So I'm missing quite a lot of words and phrases that should be included. So this is the top and most common mistake. And actually, it's a huge handbrake for those websites, because I often see strong domains not ranking in the top 3, just because they written the content as they feel, not as the Google expect you to write. So yeah, that's the most common SEO on-page SEO mistake.
Yeah, true that. What advice would you give to people trying to build their own SEO tools today?
Don't get yourself on a VC carousel. So try to do it bootstrapped. Validate your idea on the real life examples. So try it out, make it work. If it works for you, then it will work for the others. So don't just follow the idea, but validate it. Try to bootstrap that was mentioned, and pick the right stack when it comes to creating the code and stuff. Because if you will start with the wrong like type of language or whatever, it will in the end won't scale, or will block you in development of further ideas, or it will cause issues with hiring. and stuff like that. So research available technologies and go with the one that is the most promising, that is fresh, that is being developed, not with the one that is super outdated, and that's it, I think.
All right, thank you. The next question is from Steven. How can you compare websites with the top 10 if there are huge marketplaces that are ranked differently?
Pick different keyword. There is no point in kicking with the horse. Like they will beat you anyway. So I would rather go for a different keyword that and well, if you have a marketplaces ranking, then there is a reason behind that. So users require marketplaces in there, and if it is about ranking e-commerce site, then you are screwed, because the intent is the same, is the buyer's intent. But if it is about directories and local SEO, I mean not SEO but local services like a plumbers, and you have 10 Yelps in the top 10, then just pick another keyword, or compare only with the pages that have the same business model, similar user intent, serving similar user intent. But with those keywords that have mixed user intent, it's super hard to get yourself there, because if there are 5 product pages and 5 blog posts about the specific product in the top 10, then if you will either write a blog post or optimize e-commerce, you have only 5 competitors to beat in the top 10, which makes it twice as harder to get in the top 10 than it was if the intent was homogeneous. So, well, huge marketplaces are hard to beat on the head terms. But if you decide to try anyway, scroll down the list to pages that will start appearing maybe on the second page of Google, that have the same type of content as you do, that have the same business model as your website. And if you find them, then compare with them, not necessarily with the top 10.
All right. The other question is, Michał, please analyze more sites. Can we send our site?
Yes. Do we have time for it? I mean, I have, but it's almost 2 hours, so I'm wondering if people will continue watching. But let's leave this question for the last question maybe, and if we still have some time, then I will do. And if we won't have time, then you can mail me and I will create a private roast for you, recording like a short video.
Yeah, you can. I think it's the best way to do that. And we have a few questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
The question is, top 3 insights about SEO you found in 2020. Or maybe in the last few years.
I will say that it's the user intent that is leading the way now, and you really cannot rank. I mean, you can, but it's super expensive. But you cannot rank serving different intent, because Google will understand that you are serving different intent and will drag you down even if you are semantically correct with your content. So yeah, the growing wage of the user intent is the biggest insight I have seen in 2020. I think I wasn't expecting such a question.
Yeah. All right. The next question is a Surfer SEO useful for e-commerce websites?
Oh, I think so. I mean, when I was working in the agency, then I was using it for like a category description, for example. So even in e-commerce sites, you have a bit of content on the website, and sometimes the content that is this category description will move the needle. So e-commerce websites can benefit too from Surfer. Plus, successful e-commerce website is the website that also has a blog targeting keywords stealing the traffic from the affiliates. So this is something you can do too, to get in those affiliate area with your e-commerce by creating a blog. So and I have seen it in search results already, so it's happening. And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, you can definitely use a Surfer for e-commerce. I've been doing it.
Thank you, Michał. And another question about Surfer SEO. Is it useful for other languages?
Absolutely. So we cover all the languages. Even the NLP analysis is available in Russian. I asked to provide just English websites because I cannot speak Russian, and I don't understand Cyrillic at all, and I just didn't want to sound dumb. So that's why we picked English, but it works with any language because we use this Unicode for reading the content. So all the words and phrases are extracted properly. And when it comes to the NLP, it's covered in German, Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, English, Russian, and Chinese. And I think those are available.
It's impressive. Very nice. Thank you. And the last question, it's a comment from Oksana Kosachenko. Oksana, hi.
Hello, Oksana.
Webinar. I hope to watch more in the future.
Absolutely.
Oksana helped to organize this webinar. Thank you very much, Oksana.
Yeah, your efforts were really amazing in this, and thank you so much for making it happen.
All right, Michał, I want to thank you for being here and for giving us all these great insights and sharing your knowledge about SEO. We can do another webinar with you sometime. Dziękuję za twój czas.
Oh, yeah, you're well prepared. I am not.
Cheers and take care.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. That was an honor for me to be here.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.